Good evening. I am reaching out tonight. We're just doing our usual live community chat. Nothing too big happening tonight. I am just going to be just reminding you of some key things that are available to you right now during our spring. We can't call it a spring fling. That's too young sounding. But spring, before spring even starts, I just want to make sure you know about a couple things that are available. I want to update you about the workshops that are coming up. We have two more workshops in our Road to the Urban Bella Wash and Go. So we have two more of those coming up. And then we have the spring sale that is still happening. And so I want to make sure you know about those things. So welcome. If you are new here, I want to make sure you know who I am. I'm Kenesha Hudson, and this is Urban Bella. And our focus here at Urban Bella is to walk you through the details of how to manage your natural hair and provide you with the products that you need. So we understand that it's two parts, and we like to be very specific, very detailed, and make sure that the tools and resources that we give to you are actually usable, that you implement them at home and you can have very beautiful natural hair. So we are going to get started with the session. If you're joining me live and it's the first time you've joined me, just type new in the comments and tell us where you're watching from. If you are an OG member of the tribe, just say, hey, I know who y'all are. And we'll be doing some hellos and whatnot. So I'm going to start with the workshop series. So the workshop series, as you know, it's 4 parts. I did not do the part 3 this week. We paused for a second. We've had a lot of work going on to complete the vault. And so I didn't really have time to sit down and do what I do to prep for a workshop or a class. And I like to review my notes and just make sure things are cohesive. And also we're going into the styling portion next. And I actually have video footage for that workshop. And I want to make sure that's cohesive and it makes sense. And I want you to have that experience, because when we start talking about styling, it does get a little bit more nuanced and complex. And I want to be sure that you've got some real value coming to you with that. So we're going to wait a week. I'm going to pick up part 3 and 4. We're going to pick up part 3 and 4. I'm looking for my calendar here. We're going to pick up part 3 and 4. So just so you know, we are on the 16th of March. So the 23rd, we will do part 3, which is styling. And then on the 30th, we'll do part 4, which is actually, we're going to be talking about hair characteristics. As most people talk about it, they say hair typing. I'll explain in that session why at Urban Bella we say characteristics versus hair type. And we're going to do a deep dive on porosity and how your porosity level impacts each of the individual systems. So just to recap for those who knew, the hydration system is where we started. That is where you're building the hydration level of your hair, and that's in your cleansers, your conditioners, your steam hydration machines, your deep conditioning, those types of that system. Then last week we went over your moisturizing system. That's where you still pick that up in your conditioners. You're starting to layer that with your styling tools and your moisturizers and your sleeping tools, your bonnet, your scarf, or your pillowcase. So we're going to talk about how porosity impacts you and how you have to make adjustments based on porosity level for each of those. And we'll talk about how it impacts the third one that we go over next week, which is styling. So I think as a person who has been working in the natural hair industry for 20 years, I have learned the most important characteristic that you really need to think about is porosity. I actually learned that before doing this. I learned that in high school when people would have different shine levels than I would have. I'd say, you know what I've learned? I've learned that people who have really shiny hair have a different experience from me because I don't have shiny hair. I didn't understand it was porosity, but I learned in due time. Okay, so let me just say hello to the tribe members who are here and have already jumped on with us tonight. And then we are going to do a dive in. This is a very brief live tonight, so we will not be on very, very long. Mostly I'm here just if you have questions. So if you're catching this on the replay, feel free to type in the word replay and let me know that you're watching on the replay, and still put in your question. I take a look for up to about 1 week, not even a week, I'm sorry, through the weekend, usually till Monday. I still answer questions from that you post in the replay. So feel free to do that too. All right, so we got hey Jackie, how are you? I see Ebony's here. Hi Ebony. Ebony, just a heads up, I got your question about how we're sorting your subscription. I have an answer for you. I'll get that, or I'll answer that for you tonight. And then Latanya, hello, how you doing? So if you all have any questions, we can dive right into that. In the meantime, feel free to post any questions that you have, so I'll answer those. Now, so we talked about the workshops, and then we have the masterclass coming up. So the masterclass is actually going to be a class I'm offering this spring, and it's a very detail oriented class. So I'm actually going to watch you style your hair natural, and I'm going to walk through your technique and make adjustments and tweaks to your specific technique. Why is this beneficial? Because the most important thing that I can offer you, in addition to the classes and the information and helping you build a system, but when we dive into that one part, the styling part, most people struggle with their technique. If you've got an Urban Bella system down, you've got our hydration system, you've got our moisture system, you're following the Urban Bella routine and process, and that's something we dive into as well in the session. So if you have not watched those other two workshops, go back and take a look at those. They really break down what you need to do. But if you're doing all of that and then you're using Urban Bella gels and you're still not getting results, most of the time the problem is how you're applying your product. And I like to explain that. So we had a salon for years, and the salon was great because it offered the opportunity for me to say, hey, here, or my team would say, here is how we're doing it. And even in the later years, I said, you know what? Start letting the client apply the product in front of you. Let them take a section and apply it, because watching you, a professional, do it, it looks easy. It's like, oh, yeah, I got that. I'm good. And they get home and they're doing something totally different. Had we seen them apply the gel in front of us, we could have said, oh, no. You need to curve your fingers like this. You need to, you're pulling the gel out of your hair. You don't have enough gel in your hand. Your fingers are too loose. You don't have enough tension. Your fingers are too tight. Those are things that we can see on video with no problem. By me going in and watching you do that technique, you will be able to make major improvements to your process. So this workshop is a more inexpensive way to get my time and a close-up of your technique so that you can have a wash and go that lasts 7 days. Because if you're on the Urban Bella system and you're doing all the things we ask you to do, you're good to go. You're good to go, and we just need to get that last little part down pat for you. So that's exactly what the masterclass is. Matter of fact, let me just post up here for you exactly what let me give you a link. That way you can make sure that you're on the list to register for the class once it opens. It's not available just yet. We're going to get through the wash and go, the road to the wash and go, which is all the systems we're covering, and then that class will be available. So let's pop back over here. Let me put it in the comments. Oh, Jackie, I popped up on your YouTube. Good. Vanessa, how are you? So I see it says I posted it on my YouTube. Let me make sure it's popping up on Facebook. Let me post it in both places. Yes, I am. Oh, it's already there. Yes, I am multi-streaming tonight. And I'm multi-streaming because I'm really trying to grow our audience on the YouTube side. And the reason why is because people look for content there. They're looking for real instruction. And because Urban Bella is a brand that's all about teaching. And as we get more into content, education, put some real structure to it, I want you to be able to easily find what you're looking for, and we should be coming up for you more often if you're looking for natural hair help. And because we're more of a general natural hair company, meaning we do make our own products, the advice that I give comes from years of seeing so many different textures, so I'm not really giving advice in a vacuum. So that's why, I'm excited to really get some time on YouTube. But you all are here on Facebook. Our community's here on Facebook, so that's wonderful. I want to make sure we're here. But we have a lot of people. Most people who find Urban Bella and they're new, they find us on YouTube and they're like, I watched this video. And I'm like, video? What video did you watch? And now they'll say, yeah, you were doing some technique. And I'm like, ooh, that was in 2015. We need to update over there. So I've been posting some content, some shorts, and some other information. And so we're going to be over there as well. So, here's another thing too. You know how many people I meet who want to dig into Urban Bella, but they're like, oh, I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. You don't have to be on YouTube to find Urban Bella. You can just Google it and it'll pop up. And that's just part of the Google, farm of products. So it's easier for people who aren't necessarily social media people to use YouTube. That's why. All right, cool. Okay, so let's see. We talked about the next two workshops coming up. So then again, mark your calendars, the 23rd and 30th. We're going to do the next two workshops, the masterclass. And then last but not least, really everybody, is the spring sale. So the spring sale is happening right now. Now, what is the spring sale? Something we've never done before. So please take advantage of it. The spring sale is for the Urban Bella Classics. Urban Bella Classics are our regular, it's like 18 or 19 products. So the Urban Bella catalog has about, at this point, 80 or so products in it, probably 85 since winter. By the end of the year, we'll probably have about 100 products in our entire catalog. And that's a lot of products. It's a lot of them. So I am offering right now an opportunity for you to build your system with a sale. So we're going to be going into the road to the wash and go. You might have, and so many of you have taken advantage of it already, and that's very smart. Because you may need non-leather cleanser. You may say, I don't have that. Or you may say, well, I have Crigel and I have, extra firm, but I really want to try the extra firm Temu Curls cocktail. Perfect opportunity to try it out. So that's what it's for. So what's the discount? If you are a VIP member, your discount has been raised to 25%. Okay, so that alone is great. VIPs get 20% all the time. So if you're not a VIP member, be sure to join and go ahead and get the full 25%. And the 20% is for you all year long. You don't have to wait for a sale. But when I offer a sale to the tribe, VIPs have an increased discount. Now, everyone else is getting a discount of 18%. And all you have to do when you check out is enter code SPRING23. Like this, it's SPRING-23. I'm going to say enter this code at checkout to save I can't spell. And y'all already know that because you read my emails. That's how you know I wrote it. Got typos. Cool. Okay, so I just put the code in there for everybody just in case. But if you're VIP, you don't need a code. Just check in. Your discount's 25%. You're good to go. I'll tell you what, VIPs, I'll give you even a little extra perk. When I end the spring sale, I will extend your 25% off just for a couple more days. So you'll have it longer than everyone else. That's another reason to be VIP. So the spring sale is going to be coming to an end probably here in the next week or so. And then after that, VIPs, you'll get about 2 or 3 more days. And then that'll be it for the spring sale. When do I have another sale? Usually Black Friday. Sometimes I've done a summer sale. I do not do one every year. They're just kind of random. I'll be honest with you. But absolutely I do a sale at Christmas time. What do I do at Christmas time? I have no idea. It changes. I did a BOGO last year, which was fun. That was fun. Will I do it again? I don't know. So save when I put up a sale. There is no 18% off discount anywhere available at Urban Bella ever. I never do it. It's never that high. I occasionally send out a coupon that's 10% off. That's about it. I think you maybe get one free shipping coupon for your second order. If it's your first time ordering, we'll say, hey, order again and get free shipping. But that coupon may have also been removed from the site. Most of them I try to remove. When I find them, I go, oh, let's get rid of that. And because I prefer that you have a VIP membership and save all the time, because that's the best discount. Okay, that's it for the spring sale. So I'm going to just tell you all that. I'm going to go through and take a look and see what kind of questions you all have posted. And again, tonight's live is very brief. So as I go through and look at the questions, if you have something specific you would like for me to touch on, if you were like, I've been reaching out and I wanted to know this about Urban Bella products, or I have a question about natural hair or moisture, I'm going to talk about one thing too. I'm going to add one more thing to my list, you all. I'm going to talk about the dry cold spell we just had, because they don't stop coming. It pretty much stays kind of cold and dry. It doesn't stay that way, but we have those spells from like here to May. and I want to talk about that. But let's take a look and just see. So, nonetheless, while I'm going through, if you have any questions, please let me know. And just a quick vault update, just so you all know, vault orders have already started shipping. Most of them have already gone out. I think there's a few more that are going to go out tomorrow. Other than that, that's all. There were a few items I had to still get to them. We blew through something and I somehow miscounted, and I was like, oh, we're short like 3 of those. So some will still go tomorrow, but for the most part, they are already gone out the door. So thank you all for your patience with that. And we'll see if we're gonna do a vault next year. We'll see how it goes. All right, now let's dive in here. Oh, I see Nora's here. Hey, Nora. All right. Oh, Sandra, hello. I can't get in on Facebook, only on YouTube. Now that's interesting. Huh. Nora, we're on Facebook. I am I'm multi-streaming, and that could be a reason for that. So y'all let me know how it goes with this whole multi-stream thing. Let me turn the volume down on my iPad, and I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to go to Urban Bella Tube here. You can find Urban Bella on YouTube at Urban Bella. On YouTube, it's just at Urban Bella. So you type that in, really, you Google that, we're popping up for you. You won't have to search far to find Urban Bella. Okay, I see it here. Okay, so I see it on YouTube, but it's definitely on Facebook for sure. We'll see how it plays. All right, I'm gonna hope this won't mess up my sound. Let me see what happens. Okay, I gotta turn that on. Okay, unfortunately, I can't play it at the same time because I hear it in my ear. Okay, Christine, how are you doing? Latanya said, can I use the gel and elongation cream and pull my finger through my hair to make it lay down? Tried the Babassu cleanser and conditioner. Love it. Wonderful. Let's see. The gel and make your hair lay down. Look, Latanya, it depends on your hair texture. That would not work on my hair because the elongation souffle is lightweight. But I can twist my hair with, like, this part of my hair up here is frizzy. Okay, let me tilt down a little bit more. This part of my hair is frizzy. It's not that bad, but it's frizzier than like the parts back here. Am I gonna wash my hair? No, I'm not gonna wash my hair till the weekend. But what I probably will do tonight is take a little bit of gel, whatever gel I have. It doesn't matter what I have. I'm gonna go with Gerard got some gel on his bathroom counter. I'm gonna just twist in some very small twist through my crown with the elongation souffle and some gel. Now I don't need the gel. I'm sorry. There's already gel on my hair. I'm just gonna use elongation souffle. There's already gel on my hair. I'm gonna do that, and it is going to give me a little bit more curl definition, a little more pop, and a little more shine to my hair. It will stretch this out a little bit. It is a little bit shrunken in the top, which is different for me. No, it isn't. That's not different. My hair does it all the time. I did not wear a bonnet one night, and I did not sleep on a satin pillowcase. I put the bonnet on, but I slept on some new sheets to see how they feel. I didn't have my satin pillowcase on top, so my bonnet has been coming off at night lately since I've cut my hair. I've noticed that. But when I noticed that when I woke up, in fact, that was this morning, when I woke up, my hair was a little more shrunken, and it wasn't as cute because it was more dried out. That's not good these last few days. So I'm going to do that. I find that combination is great, gel and this curl elongation souffle. It will lay down a texture that's not as dense as mine and wiry. So not seeing your hair, I don't know. I can tell you that several people could do that and it would be fine. How dense, how thick is your hair? Like, how much hair do you have? How easy is it to lay down your hair now? And how density, wiriness, and these are characteristics that matter. If you have a very wiry texture like me, very wiry, you see how many bends and curls my hair has and how my hair has a frizz to it? That's wiriness, and I have that naturally, gray or not. Your wiriness, your curl diameter matters as well. I want to make sure I need to go mute. Okay, I did. So that kind of stuff matters. At the end of the day, I say give it a try. Give it a try. Let us know how it goes. Let us see the before and after. And you tell us if it goes well for you on that one, And also to give us a better idea of what you mean. So feel free to post that in the beauty group. All right. So real quick, I just want to bring attention to the spring sale code that I popped in the comments. And Movita's here. Hey, I need to check my classic product. Yes, everybody. I know everybody got their vault orders, and there was some classics with that. So that's all fine and dandy. You may have what you need. Now, if you are like, you know what, I don't know if I have my classics, it's the perfect time to stock up and get what you need. But if you got some vault stuff coming to you, you're good. You're probably good to go. Is the 5 vitamin, Jackie says, is the 5 vitamin lotion a moisturizer? It moisturizes, Jackie, but it is designed as a styling product. But because of the way I make it, you could put it on your hair for moisture. I am not confident it contains enough oil for me to be comfortable classifying it that way. I would need to look at the formula to see if I'm comfortable with that. I'm gonna tell you, Jackie, I'm a lean no. It has a lot of babassu oil in it. It's got a lot of castor oil in it. It is moisturizing. I have accidentally pumped it in my hand once or twice and kept going, and I was fine. The way I make it, the ingredients I use are similar to what's in lotion. I just think I don't think it's oily enough to classify it as that. You could put it in your hair as a moisturizer, see how it goes. You're not going to hurt anything. You won't hurt anything. My guess and my bet you'll find it to be too light. Now we get to the dog days of summer and it's hot and muggy and humid. You probably will find that's a better way to go. You're going to find it's better to use it at that time in that climate. Does that help? Tell me, Jackie, if that answers your question. All right. And Nora, I see you still trying to get in there. Hi, Deshaun. And Nora's on Facebook now. Okay. I can see and hear you on both platforms. Yes, I can too. I can see it. Bonita, hello. Latanya said, makes sense. My hair is thick and gray in the front. Yeah, it is so much about texture. I can tell you, I could give that to one of my girlfriends, and she wears her hair natural. She's natural. And it would probably lay her hair down beautifully. And her hair's not thin, but just the texture of her hair. Her hair's not wiry like mine. And her hair isn't as gray as mine. Her hair is very shiny and very black, just naturally. You probably have heard me talk about her when we were growing, like coming up through high school. I thought her hair was a wig. I was like, that's a wig. You playing with me. That's the one who was like, just put some Kini oil on it. I was like, girl, you got on a wig. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. But nonetheless, so it does not hurt to try these things, y'all. I will tell you, it does not hurt to try them at all. So don't hesitate to experiment with your products and try them in different capacities. Like, I tell you all the time, like, I love the curl refresher spray, and I designed it to refresh your curls later, but I use it to set my hair. And I need to write that down and remember that, because when I'm working on my own hair, it's harder to get your own hair smooth for several reasons. Number one, you're just rushing. I was going to be honest with you. I rush. I'm like, yeah, let's get this done so we could go watch TV or go out in the streets and have a good time. Especially in the springtime. I really am like, let's just wrap this party up. The other reason it's hard to get your hair to look as good as like professional is because just tools. Like, I can tell you I have a professional dryer. It's not nearly as hot as Kaya's. It's not even close. I got to have somebody come take a look at it. But that little one thing allows my hair to look a little frizzier and a little less professional. The other thing is when I'm just working it and smoothing it, something about my technique isn't as refined as hers. It's refined when I'm doing it on someone else. Like, I can tell you some of our clients with their thickest heads of hair have been Arabella, and I wiry hair. I can get it to be smooth and perfect. But my own, for some reason, it's not quite the same. But when I pull out Curl Refresher Spray, I have a smoothing experience that is beyond normal. And I think, when did I learn that? I think one day I was just doing my hair and was in the mirror, and I was like, I'm walking around doing too much, and I had to come back to a section. And I said, okay, let me re-wet it. I said, let me just use Curl Refresher Spray. Sprayed that on, and those sections of my hair were like shiny black glass. And I was like, whoa, oh, 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 who knew? So that was a learning lesson for me. I was like, wow, I like this. Let's keep that party going. And I forget to do it. I forget to use it. So I will be pulling some from my batch in there and using it when I do my hair this weekend because that product really does give me great, great, great assistance when I'm working. Something to know. All right. So, last but not least, I just want to touch on this one little point and then we're going to wrap up for the night. So, if you have any other questions you want me to answer, anything you want me to go over, don't hesitate. I want to talk about the weather these last few days. So, I got my hair done on Thursday and we did Tamu and Firm, my classics. Y'all know I love Tamu and Firm. I have to have those. And I don't think I have any at home. Well, okay, that's not true. I do have some. I just have to make me a unit and bring it in. But so those are my classics. Those are my go-tos. I love them. I can rely on them. I know what to expect. The weather has been chill. It's been kind of nice. It has. I think we practically had summer last week. I don't know. We had crazy rain, crazy pollen, and I'm in the southeast. So let me qualify what I'm saying here. We are at that time of the year where it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are summer. In fact, y'all, there were some days it was like 80, it's like 80 degrees here. My hair felt good. It felt soft. It had a little touch of dewiness to it, but that I expect that when the weather's the way it is. We had these last few days of a cold snap. It has been insane. And I was looking at my hair and I was like, my hair looks weird. It looks straight. Like it was just like, it was not giving me the relaxed, elastic, moisturized vibe it normally gives me. And I am out of Babassu moisturizer personally. Like we have some as Urban Bella. I don't have one in my bathroom. And my husband dry stole. I had a number 23 from some reason, a nice fresh one too, and he got his paws on it, and so he has deboed my number 23. So I went over to his counter and I got some 23, and I was like, let me just moisturize. It's midweek, I'm not quite at day 7 with my wash, but we close. And then you talk about a complete transformation. My curls just yielded and relaxed. They got some elasticity and some moisture in them. And I mean, it was night and day. And that is why it is so important. I'm sorry. It's so important to make sure you know when the weather shifts what that means for your hair and skin. I'll give you an example of how it's not just your hair. My lower lip was dehydrated for 2 days. Like, you get that little tender spot on your lip when you're dehydrated. I'm drinking water by the mountains. I mean, I'm drinking a lot of water. But the pollen, the wind, and the drop in temperature affects your hair, your skin, your hydration level in general. So I wanted to just put that little PSA out there to say, hey, that's this time of year. That's springtime. And I know spring is different for a lot of people. Here in the Southeast, we go into spring in March, but then we go back to winter and we go back to spring and then we have summer and this is all in the month of April. We don't really get to a consistent spring summer until May in these parts. And it's like that, across the country. In different areas of the country, you've got more arid climate, more dry climate. But that is a perfect example of my moisturizing system needing me to moisturize my hair. Again, I'm sorry, y'all. This is where my lovely husband, he just forgets that I'm actually on the air. And I don't know how to decline his call. Oh, here we go. Let me decline him. There we go. Okay, so let me just close that. Okay, so that's just to say your system. And all I had to do was moisturize my hair one time with number 23. I have not gone back to it again. It got me what I needed. I'm fine. And today is the first day the weather kind of picked up a bit and it's a little warm and maybe the corduroy dress is a little too much, but it's been winter all week, so I didn't know. Just a little heads up about that. Why didn't I pull out maybe my other moisturizers, Babassu? I just grabbed what we had. Had I had an option, I still would have gone with number 23, but I probably would have put a little bit of Babassu on top of that or maybe use a little bit of Babassu. I may use a touch of Babassu tonight. I probably will do that tonight because it gives me, Babasu gives me definition where 23 gives me moisture. That's why. Okay. But that's all. I wanted to just give you all that little heads up. And hello, Amanda and Kimberly. I see you all. Yes, ma'am. I know what you mean. Yes. This weather is weird. Here in Atlanta, we call it the pollinating. And when somebody put that on a meme, I was like, that sounds like a horror film. But the pollinating is it's crazy. It's bad. It's a real crazy situation. But this year has not been as bad. I will say that. Not as bad as it's been over the years. That is all for tonight, everyone. I know that's brief. I know we didn't do our usual full hour, but I'll be back next week to teach. So keep in mind the workshops. I will be posting. The workshops are, FYI, the workshops are available when I post them on Eventbrite. I will post both workshops on our Eventbrite page, and I will actually email that out to everyone so that you all can at least be aware of our Eventbrite page, and it'll help you with that. And then I will use that and push that over to Facebook. That way you'll know about the events. You'll know when I'm creating something, the series, the whole thing. The masterclass will also be available on Eventbrite, and I'm going to start putting our things out there so just more people are aware of how much time, I spend doing education for natural hair and things like that. So I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I am going to relax this weekend. I'm going to take it down 1,000 and just relax and recoup and get ready for the next week. And we'll be back next Thursday, the 23rd, and then again on the 30th, and I'm looking forward to it. And again, if you're watching this on the replay, just post your questions, and I am happy to take a look at them. Any questions about orders, anything like that, just email customer service, and we got y'all covered. We'll answer any questions you have. Have a good night. Bye, everybody. And I'm just going to hang here for a second because I always say good night, and then I just click the thing off, and I'm like, oh, somebody was saying bye. And also, there's a little bit of a delay, so that's why. I'm saying it right now, but I don't see that you saw it for another few minutes. But in case you're watching this, this is what we'll probably call the after show part. This is when the show's ended. So, cut. All right, I'm very animated. I know it. I can't help it. It's in the blood. Good night, Nora. Good night, y'all. Have a good night.